Press Union of Liberia brings to climax this year's observance of World Press Freedom Day, and this is the annual award and dinner night being held right here at the Pinsville City Hall in Pinsville, Monrovia. This brings to close, of course, this theme that has been laid out for the observance of the day: improvement of the legal operating environment to enhance truth-telling in Liberia.
We'd like to congratulate the Press Union of Liberia for hosting this award, which is the climax of the World Press Freedom Day celebration. We also like to encourage journalists to continue to endeavor in those fields to become specialist reporters. Because when you specialize, you go a step forward in doing different kinds of in-depth reporting that will bring change to our nation, and that will help to improve the lives of the citizens of ordinary Liberians. So tonight, we want to say a big thank you to the awards committee. We know how tedious it is when you get together to vet a lot of entries, highly competitive entries. We also want you as journalists to always remember that the public interest is above every other interest. Congratulations and thank you.
Press freedom is very unique when the journalists in its totality have the economic strength.
The reason why you see journalists behaving in Liberia the way they behave, we are looking at the salary, because you will see journalists in Liberia, they are being unpaid, and if you are unpaid, you will go for every little thing.
We look forward to seeing a free environment that journalists will be able to do their work correctly. They will have the opportunity to go about gathering their stories, their news, without hindrance.
Press freedom is an issue. The issue of free speech is an issue. What we need to do is to make sure that we keep putting government feet to the fire.
There is a lot of improvement that need to be done, especially when it comes to the issue of improvement in the life of the media practitioner.
A few months back, the local court in Maryland County summoned the station manager for the Voice of Plebo reason because somebody called on the radio and said that the court system is poor in Liberia.
Today is a day that was a decision that will create the indulgence of members of the Press Union of Liberia, because respected journalists who have worked in the eyes and minds of the vetting committee will receive the award that they deserve. Award is something that denotes accomplishment, particularly in a competition where honor and prizes are given based on merit. The Press Union is an institution with the capability to drive in that direction. By that, we are trying to promote high level of professionalism in the profession, void of biases and unprofessional acts. So those who will receive these awards perhaps will be regarded as most respected among the police and best known in the country of the 21st century, even to cope with all journalism activities across the globe. Because I trust the expertise of the committee, comprising of people with various disciplines, including lawyers, communication specialists, and people with like minds, very critical, and who have served the profession a long way. The President of Liberia is prepared to ensure that the electoral process is held under a peaceful atmosphere by members of the Union through their various media institutions, giving a perfect platform to political actors to convey their messages. As we speak, we have launched strengthening of conflict sensitivity in journalism and social media towards peaceful election in Liberia, and that project is being sponsored by UNESCO. The work gives us an opportunity to train journalists on election reporting, which will be in conformity with the election reporting code of conduct, which were approved by members of the President of Liberia, also in line of our code of ethics that is being enforced by the National Media Council. That means our journalists, our colleagues in Liberia, are no exception of other journalists across the world. Now, we want to urge journalists to remain more professional and exhibit high degree of commitment in the discharge of the duty in the electoral process. By that, we minimize reports of ethical transgression and sometimes attacks to journalists. In the same way, journalists being unprofessional in your sight, or one deems a journalist being unprofessional, does not give you the authority to brutalize journalists, to coerce them, intimidate them, and harass them and discharge their duty. Because elections have tension, there is history about election violence as a result of the inability of political actors, or some political actors, to convey their messages in the right direction, educating the citizens to make a better choice. In most cases, the cast names from journalists, and journalists are there to convey the messages as the messages are being portrayed. And Liberia, among other nations, is now going to transition. This leadership of the President of Liberia will not sit and see or allow any other political institution, individuals or political actors, to infringe on the rights of journalists who are performing their duty. The President will not go from newspaper to newspaper, from radio station to radio station to change the electoral policy. What we can do is for them to conform to ethical standards. So when that effort is completed, it's going to give you another direction. They will begin to go from county to county and establish other areas in the country. We have to be going to other counties to give a role to people. We are also contemplating of making the world community as standing community so that they can begin to work manufacturing, observing, and other activities so they can make an informed decision rather than interest. However, the project is ongoing. They are hopeful that will be progress in the future, and we want to commend all of you for coming, taking your time. This is indicative upon the President of Liberia, the law of media, and all activities to move our country forward. Several years back, to say 10 or 15 years, we could not hold this forum under this kind of conducive atmosphere. So this peace and democratic principle we enjoy, and President wants to portray to the highest.
Of Liberia on the auspicious occasion of their award night, which we in ECOWAS we find very relevant to the relevant portion and the provision of ECOWAS treaty, that is to ensure fairness and fair reporting to all parties and to all issues. We also believe, quite frankly, that we should avoid sensational reporting or creating alternative truth. Truth is one, and from what we have been able to realize here from the creed, which we all stood up to read out, this is like our commitment to report the truth at all times and to abide by the truth, and to ensure that we investigate things before they are reported, to meet the organizers and to thank them for putting this auspicious occasion together, and to ensure that there is etiquette and professionalism in this noble profession. And I wish the organizers I wish you all well. On behalf of Ambassador Tunde Adesina, please accept the warm greetings of Ambassador. Thank you very much.
First of all, let me convey greetings from the SRSG, Mr. Farid Zarif, to the Press Union of Liberia, to you, Mr. President, and your leadership. He would have loved to be here, but he had other pressing issues outside of Liberia. He has traveled, but he wanted UNMIL represented at this particular occasion because of the special relationship between the mission and the Press Union. I think we cannot overemphasize the importance of that relationship. You've been here right from the beginning, accompanying the mission from 2003 to 2017. And I don't even want to name any one of them because they are all very important. And being out there is important. And I hope the PUL will do its best to decentralize as promised. So once again, on behalf of the UN family, I just want to assure you that we see the press as a great friend. The media will always be supported. We have arms of the UN that support the press very well. We depend on you taking the message out, and you have done that effectively so far, and I hope you will even put more pressure to do that, because we are very fully convinced that the relationship we have is a key one, and it's a key one for Liberia. So once again, I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope we will have a very nice evening. And we're looking forward to the awards and dinner. So thank you very much.
Friday, June 16th, 2017, Bloomsville Town Hall, Bloomsville City. Mr. Charles Coffin, President of the Press Union of Liberia, and the core officers of the Union, the Liberia Media Council, members of the fourth estate, officials of government, our partners, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's event commemorates the 2017 World Press Freedom Day activities. The process of selecting winners of several awards was a tedious and onerous one. However, being passionate about the union, members of the 2017 Awards Committee took up the mandate with gusto. Tonight, before going on to business, please permit me to pay homage to the hardworking members of the 2017 Awards Committee. Kindly indulge me in the action to stand with me to give these hardworking men and women a well-deserved ovation. Please. Thank you very much. To introduce some of the 2017 Awards Committee, your humble servants, Titi Kobankane, Chris Harris Willis, Tawile Opele, Jonathan Pelele, Blambo Robertson, Attorney Bobby W. Livingstone, Soba George, who is not here tonight, Avid Brad, and Alexander Cooper. I thank you so much for the commitment and passion to serve, in spite of the glitches and hurdles, since the committee was commissioned on April 12, 2017. Honestly, I could not have had a better team. I sincerely thank you, hardworking colleagues, from the bottom of my heart for the enthusiasm and resources you are happy to put into this venture at no cost to the union and its membership. The voting rights and extractive industries were added due to the steady growth in both sectors. As part of the mandate, the committee was guest on several interactive radio talk shows where opportunities were given to raise views, inputs, and recommendations from both the media and the public. The committee also made some recommendations to the leadership of the union almost immediately after it was constituted. Hopefully, the 2018 Awards Committee will build on what this committee has achieved so that the event gets better and better each succeeding year. Paramount among the recommendations from the committee, the media community, and the public are the following. That there be a standing committee strictly for awards among the union's standing committee, which will take charge of all aspects of the awards ceremony instead of only setting and coming up with winners. That the committee is meeting during the PUL and the justice ceremony on September 30 to allow sufficient time to execute its tasks and deliver on May 3 of the following year. That instead of only certificates and computers, winners are also given achievement medals, preferably class, stating the kind of award and the year it was won by a particular individual or institution. That the committee has sufficient time to engage both committees and the public in regards to exactly what the committee looks for in entries and what constitutes an award-winning entry. The new awards, such as talk show host and cartoonist, being added to individual awards.
The 2017 Awards Committee hopes this decision serves as a clarion call that it is better that we own the process, which means to fully participate thereof. We thank you very much.
We now turn the continuation of the program to the President of Liberia. Thank you.
The winner narrates a story in which citizens, especially local farmers and users of farmlands, are advancing their cause to lawmakers for the passage of the Land Rights Act, currently before the legislature. They believe the passage of the act will enhance increased productivity among farmers and promote development and economic growth.
And the winner is
Platinum Esques Center.
Land administration.
lady, let me present this award to you and urge you to continue your work. In addition to this award, you can pass by the Carlos Center and receive $100 for your work. Thank you.
Is the extractive industries reporting.
The winner unfolds a story about a place called Camp Libya. And it is often said that if you say Camp Libya, you should be reflecting and thinking about a North African country. But there is another Libya that lies deep in the central western forest of Liberia. Camp Libya, as it is affectionately called, is located between Bong and Babul counties, two of Liberia's 15 counties, and this is where people are risking their lives to mine diamonds. Thank you.
And the winner is
Moses Kasiwu of LTS.
winner, extractive industrial reporting. Without
Good afternoon or good evening. Well, on behalf of New Narrative, all the New Narrative people, please stand there. Anthony Stevie Tiki Jibo, you stand there. I'm making flower. On behalf of New Narrative, we gave this award to Moses Gasewu. One of the U.S. award added on this award committee was the extractive. And it entails a lot to win it. And so I'm very proud to give this to Moses Gasewu, who was once a fellow of the New Narrative also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Best newscaster.
Let us have it quiet, please. For this category, based on the qualities of a professional newscaster, our winner was deemed to have authority over the newscast, which is the state of knowing what you are talking about and being able to explain it convincingly and readily to the audience. The winner reads with confidence and pronunciation was good.
Thank you very much. This award is represented by Anthony. Newscasting is not just about reading out the news. When you cast the news, you tell a story. You transmit to your audience some kind of empathy, enunciation, through your inflection, and through your voice. Having said that, I am pleased on behalf of the news to present to you this award. Let the sky be your limit. Thank you. We know what you are capable of doing. So on behalf of the Press Bureau of Liberia, we said, better late is never right. So we present this award to you. Thank you. To the next state-based award, which is investigative reporting.
The category investigative reporting, the award winner highlighted the rush for money gold mines by some segments of our youthful population country. The report also also looked at the risk used on the road to search for minerals at gold mines rather than pursuing education to be prepared for a better future. The winner investigated what is being done at the level of the government to curb the excesses which are being experienced in artisanal mining.
And the winner is Anthony Stevens of Power TV. We call on United Bank of Africa to present the award.
Let me say congratulations to all the winners. If you know me today, tomorrow is another day. And let me also say that when I was growing up, there's a song that I used to hear as a child. And that song says, wise men and women fight with unity. That song is still very relevant today. And I expect every wise man and every wise woman to back with today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The award winner, investigative journalism. Category is development reporting.
The development reporting package that has won this award is one that focuses on the construction of the County Technical College located in Bangabon County. The project is expected to have been completed in 2000 when groundbreaking in late 2011. Valued at $4.2 million United States dollars, the project unfortunately has been stalled with citizens.
May I have your attention, please? Can we listen to a summary of the winning entry?
Valued at $4.2 million United States dollars, the project unfortunately has been stalled with students and citizens of that central Liberian county left in a state of dilemma. The report focused on factors attributed to the delay in the completion of the only community college in Bon County and solicited views of citizens, civil society actors, students and administrators of the college, as well as leaders of the county on the way forward to the construction.
And the winner is
Moses Bailey of the Bush Chicken. Moses Bailey.
Please take away to the stage.
Billy, on behalf of UNDP, we are pleased that this award is not just for you, but those who are out there to report positively on development issues. Take it as a challenge and you show that it's what we all on. We appreciate what you are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Having said that, you should know by now our next category, judicial reporting.
For this category, the news article provides an analytical insight on how the fight against corruption, especially high-profile cases, are being adjudicated and challenges encountered by anti-graft institutions in ensuring that some of the cases are brought to the level of finality, which is acceptable to the fight against corruption. And the winner of this category is
B. Nash Mowa of the News.
Just beginning. I think you have greatness still ahead of you. So don't be happy with what you can see. This is just a stimulant for you to work harder. I see you around the court all the time. You go to every courtroom, and I believe you know all of the lawyers. Thank you for the great work and patience team.
is right there. It's been discussed throughout the world. Liberia being part of a global community is no exception. You see all the people in t-shirts, perfectly designed, dedicated to today's program. So what they're talking about is this World Press Freedom Day, when they've all have a summer on this great campus built in the 50s. And this is the University of Liberia main campus. So if I will talk to you first, tell us your name, your institution, and the day that you celebrate today.
My name is Lila Bati and I work for the Women Voices newspaper.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, the day was well celebrated, and we are still celebrating. As you can see, we are still in our t-shirts. We look forward to seeing a free environment that journalists will be able to do their work correctly. They will have the opportunity to go about gathering their stories, their news, without hindrance. So we look forward to that.
Lila Bati, you've talked about the day for a better environment. So I will come to you to pick up from there. What you think has got to be wrong with this environment that need to be improved? Tell me your name and your institution first.
My name is Leona Benson Cody. I write for the Women Voices newspaper.
Okay.
You talk about improvement in the media environment.
Yes, Lila just mentioned that. You can pick up from there.
Yeah, there is a lot of improvement that need to be done, especially when it comes to the issue of improvement in the life of the media practitioner, because like one of our colleagues said today, we shouldn't be partisan journalists. So to have media and media practitioner being independent, there a lot of improvement need to be, especially when it comes to salary level or disparity. So we talk about a lot of
disparity between men and women on the field.
On the field.
Or in the salary range.
Sure.
The women have been left down in salary and the men going up.
Oh, in some cases. In some cases. Yeah, we found out that at some institutions, men are paid more than women.
Even in your institution where you work?
My institution, I cannot tell you say this is the example, but in some cases, I would say in some cases, because like reporting now, both men and women are on the path.
There are more women in the field now than the past?
And not in the case where women used to sit at the back and you know that program we went to, please send me your story. No, we ourselves are on the path now, writing along with men, comparing ourselves along with the men. So I think we need to be given that an opportunity too.
I'm Hannah and Katerina, write for the Women Voices newspaper.
Okay.
The fact remains that people looking at the media field has shown that this is not like that. The media in Liberia today have been, the journalists are doing better than compared to the past. Because in the past, if you look at it, the media field was just like that. It was like vulnerable. But now we are coming on with new laws that are there to protect journalists. We are coming on with so many things. Besides, the only reason why you see journalists behaving in Liberia the way they behave, we are looking at the salary. Because you will see journalists in Liberia, they are being underpaid. And if you are underpaid, you will go for every little thing. Because the salary they give them, it cannot do everything for them. You need to transport yourself to come to work. You have your children you need to feed. You have other things you need to do. And then if you are underpaid, you will not have the opportunity to do what they can do. So if they can increase the salary, you will see the media landscape will improve. Like people saying journalists, it will not be like that.
Okay, so
but they are doing better. Journalists in Liberia, we are doing better. And we need the public to stand by our side instead of them criticizing, because it will be better to speak to the issues than just to criticize the issue.
Thank you so much.
My name is Francis Lam.
Okay, talk about what you heard.
I'm so excited to see popular journalists are turning out for this unique program, the International Day of World Press Freedom. It's a day that journalists get to know the challenges and the uniqueness of the media, especially in Africa. Those challenges are faced with on an everyday basis. But those things that happen, all we need to do is to make sure that we have good governance. When there is good governance, there is governance that are accountable to the people. There will be changes because the press have been muzzled from so many ends. Press freedom is an issue. The issue of free speech is an issue. What we need to do is to make sure that we keep putting government feet to the fire. That government makes sure and protects free speech, protect the rights of human, and make sure that freedom of expression is a head to. Because in the contemporary press in Liberia now is the kind of a press that require uniqueness and transparency and accountability. How do we access accountability? It's through the media. How do we access education? It's through the media. How do we access the issue of justice? Through the media. So I think the media should be a group or an institution that will be protected by central government, making sure that the democrats that will acquire for work, but it should work through the media and it should be something that the media will feed, that they will not be muzzled, but they will have the opportunity to say what is right and speak for its people.
Great articulation, good governance. Do you yourself, PUL, President of Liberia, have good governance going on right now?
The issue of good governance is continuity. Is our government come, government go. There was leadership in the past time that we strongly believe as members that there was no accountability and transparency.
The one you have now, does it have good governance? Are you seeing it?
As president, what we're seeing as issue of transparency and accountability is unfolding. Because with this leadership, what you have seen refurbished of the institution, the office has been refurbished, journalists have been given account. Issue of accountability is taking place. A membership account can be seen. Today's program alone tells you that journalists is actually holding together now. Before there was division, there was disparity. So I think this leadership is one of the best leadership that we ever achieved under this regime.
Do you know how much is in the bank, in the account of the PUL right now?
Let's leave that issue of how much is in the bank, because at the end of the day, we have leadership that will give account to those committee. We have committee on finance. If the time reach for public report will be made, and how much is in the bank will be spoken, and will be in black and white. So the issue of just saying how much is in the bank orally, we will not respect that, but we respect it through the issues of documentation.
In summary, this new PUL has got to be one of the best ever.
This new PUL is the best PUL leadership I ever seen. This is a leadership that has produced itself, that show that the issue of journalists should be respected on a new dispensation, a new dynasty. And this is a leadership that actually been working along with government, making sure that government do the right thing and making sure that government work along with the media and free speech exists. This is a leadership that have making sure that reporters can give account of themselves. The issue of collective battling will soon come to a landline. Now there are leadership issues that we have structure called the media council. So all of the leadership have been put in place, and trust me, there's a good leadership. Before in time pass, we didn't have it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
What's your name again?
Francis now.
From Radio 5.
Yeah, so I see there as a challenge and it's a best for me. Thank you.
Radio 5, Francis 9, back here at the UL main campus. You heard it. The articulation is great. He has given vivid examples of what he sees as good governance, from the painting of the building and the rest of it. I mean, the PUL headquarters on Clay Street. Today is World Press Freedom Day. Precious Gay comes from the Inquirer newspaper. She's one person who reports on diverse issues, but improving the legal environment in Liberia is the key theme for this year on World Press Freedom Day. Tell us your own thought about this year's theme. What is being discussed? How is it for Liberian journalists?
It's important to improve the legal framework it's important to improve the legal environment for journalists to practice, because when there is a breach or a hindrance on your profession as relates to journalism, it doesn't tell well about our democracy. So it's important to improve the legal framework in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's good. Boyma Dasin, tell us about today's program. What you think about Liberian journalists being free in such an environment in respect to what has been outlined as a theme for this year's celebration of World Press Freedom Day.
First of all, let me thank the President of Liberia for this organization of program today. And I think that press freedom is very unique when the journalists in its totality have the economic strength to sustain themselves. But if that is lacking, I think the press freedom will not be a very complete one.
lawyers have been back and forth for journalists in Liberia. How do you see it? More balanced, or journalists have somehow been victimized?
So many times journalists have been victimized, taking the court, and sometimes they are sued for $200 million when you know that our journalists can have send them their band and another thing they say, oh, it's free. I don't think it's fair on the part of the judiciary to that of the journalists.
So for now, you have some caveat for journalists as they report, looking at what they may be encountering?
I will call on journalists to as of this day, to do balanced reporting, to ensure that the press is respected in all capacity in this nation.
Thank you so much. Bobby Addison.
Hey, it's good to be for a while, man.
Having been at the program, they're discussing improving, and if you look at his back, the theme is right there, improving the legal environment for journalists in Liberia. Over the world, people go to court for having reported on issues. They are taken to task by those newsmakers. Liberia has been a different environment, and when it comes to our own income, but like Boyman Dawson said, $200 million, I mean high currency, ridiculous. When a person cannot afford to even print the paper sometimes. But Bobby, with respect to what has been discussed, what do you think about this theme? Would it make any difference, send a message to our legal people and those who have been encountered with respect to...
Really, I would love to speak on rural journalists.
Okay.
As the liaison officer of the PUL, the Southeast, I'm deeply concerned about rural journalists. As we speak, a few months back, the local court in Maryland County summoned the station manager for the Voice of Plebo reason because somebody called on the radio and said that the court system is poor in Liberia. Why should you summon station manager because of that? So the issue of press freedom, the guys up country, they are still going through the hardship. They are not getting the freedom that they deserve. The freedom that they need, they are not getting. Because even today they're supposed to be in Monrovia to be part of this occasion. But because of difficulties, the freedom of movement and other things, they don't have it. Bar roads and other things. So the PUF got a lot to do. They got a lot to do.
When it comes to legal practitioners, do we have the rightful defense? People are coming out to stand for us?
For journalists?
I mean, in Liberia, public defenders, are they really working for us since, in fact, you said not many of us have money to fight cases?
No, I don't see that happening in Liberia. I don't see that happening here. It is hard. The name is just a public defense. I'm told that UNDP or somebody is paying the guys good money. But are they going out to meet those that are badly in need of them? I didn't meet those people demand. You must get cash. If you don't give it, you find yourself behind bars.
Any case in point you might want to point to?
What I want to point to?
Like somebody who needed that so much defense but did not get it? Or maybe like the case of the rural one you talked about? Maybe?
Like the rural one. I think the public defense in those areas, or UNDP, whosoever that is financing those guys, they need to make sure that the guys are doing their work. Giving the man the money is not the thing, but do follow up to make sure that he is doing the right thing. The implementation of it is what we need.
What a great call on financials of all public defenders in Liberia. If you have a public defense duty, the journalists in Liberia need your help as well. As indicated by Bobby Addison, there's a need for big donors like the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, to urge its different defenders on their list to also look at cases involving journalists in Liberia. That's a call by our Liberian journalists. It is said that many of them are going through hard times, finding themselves being defended in Liberia because public defenders are not coming forth, like in the case of those in the rural parts of Liberia, and even so in the Liberian capital, Monrovia. From the UL campus here, discussing World Press Freedom Day.
Charles Coffey is the current leader of this group, president. He's been taking initial efforts before moving to the headquarters. So give us some update of what you've done since you moved out here.
Well, since we came, the entire place was not favorable, was not habitable. as a result of the building situation. So what we did was to embark on intensive renovation, rehabilitating our offices. As you can see, from my office, we went into the main hallway, changed the entire seating process. We're about to put air condition in the hall so that when journalists come, we can have a conducive environment. The resource center is also being rehabilitated. The Vice President's office, the Secretary General office is also being rehabilitated. The entire building is being rehabilitated and refurbished to cope with present day's realities. You know, we have to give the places facelift. Besides that, we have embarked on the construction of the headquarters. You know, the project we launched the last time. It is now being placed at foundation level. The legislature has promised to help us, you know, complete the construction through budgetary allocation. As we speak, we learned that through the Office of the Speaker, the House of Representatives, there will be some budget for us that will help us to have a modern headquarters. You know, since 1964, the PUL does not have the headquarters to host journalists. We travel other countries, you see they have headquarters, they have resource center, they got printing press session, they got guest houses and other things for journalists from all over the country, press center as well. So we are no exception from other journalists across the country. We do the same thing. Our vision is to make Liberia to cope with the situation, to dignify Liberian journalists, because they are all working as journalists and other journalists across the country.
Government helping out with resources for the press. People may ask, compromising the independence of the press when it comes to the budgetary allotment. What will you speak to that? Just to clarify for those.
Yes, it's very, you know, people have spoken of that, but that has nothing to do with the level of professionalism of the media. The only thing it will do, it will help us to be more professional, because we'll have a place to relax and do our work. ECOWAS Protocol Convention on Citizen Development and Empowerment states that member states of ECOWAS should develop the potential of the media so they can truly disseminate information about the government. So from what we, like you said, through internews is American people money. The projects that we are doing, the American people helping us, NDD, the American government money that they carry across the world to help journalists. So our government putting money in the budget, especially to build the headquarters for the PUL, I think it has nothing to do with the level of professionalism. The union will not go from newspaper to newspaper and determine headlines and editorial policy. We can't go to radio station and television to tell them what should be the editorial policy. The only thing we can do is to make sure that people remain professional. We report the truth, accurate, and then be highly professional. If you are not professional, they bring your complaint down, then we'll send you to the National Media Council.
So even with the help from government, you urge monitors, you are asking journalists to go ahead and report for real with clarity, independent balance, despite its government.
Government is not asking us to not to report on activities in the country. But what journalists need to do is to be professional, balanced. You know, they should respect ethics. That's what everybody needs besides government. Most of the complaints we receive from the public about ethical transgression. You know, people are now reporting the story in the form and manner to portray them as professionals. So when they bring these cases, we send them to the National Media Council. We have the code of ethics for journalists that every journalist must use to report. You can't defend people's character. You can't report stories that are not true, you know, that you already assassinate somebody's character. So that is not journalism. You should report the truth, the facts, and be accurate. Nobody's asking you not to do your work, but just be balanced. So the union is in the vanguard of even training some journalists who, you know, level of training, experience, and education are limited, so they can cope with the situation. Some of these ethical transgressions result of ignorance on the part of new entrants, you know, young journalists, some of whom are just entering the field.
Lastly, in the office where you sit now, are there tangible materials that came in, like after this facelift, furniture, computers, and something that the people who you work with are going to be using? Like you said, you've been doing some.
Yes, we have. If you go in the resource center there, we got a lot of computers there that we're about to install. The United Nations Nations in Liberia UNMIL is expected to give us some equipment. We already agreed computers to develop a resource center so that during the electoral process, journalists can come and access information. So maybe between July and August, the next time you come, you see a difference. Computers are all there. Okay. Some of the computers we just acquired. So that's it. Computers are here for them to work. There are a lot of equipment, office equipment, and furniture. The whole building is being fully air conditioned. We got assistance from the Chinese. They gave us some air condition, for which they have helped us to make the office, to have that level of that environment, that when visitors come, even we ourselves. So our partners are helping us.
Charles Coffey discussing latest update as it relates to the functions and the, of course, work of the PUL under his administration, starting from his office. At the new building to come, there is ongoing work with the foundations being touched, lifted to the level to begin raising the walls. This is an LNTV look at the PUL. Thanks for watching. Okay.
I'm Daniel Yankona, Secretary General of the Press Union of Liberia.
You heard it from the house's mouth, one of the officials here at PUL. Today, massive renovation work has already gone on. The building is standing up like bright and shining, being facelifted by the current administration, like you see them. What is obtaining is an effort by this group to get this place up to date, while efforts are being made to get the headquarters built on 13th Street. But Mr. Yankona, talk about the work you guys did in recent times, and then the award night next, and then the headquarters that is to be built soon.
Yes, we've started with investing more into ethics, and that is in the interest of the democracy that we all intend to nurture. So in ethics, we've modified the Media Complaints Committee, and now we have the National Media Council, made of professionals from across different spheres of our democracy. That is being led by former Information Minister Emmanuel Buyo. So they started their official hearings yesterday into complaints growing from media conduct in the country. Works that we do, it will not be 100%. There will be people who feel aggrieved, so they will come to the headquarters of the union, bring complaint, and then we are charged through our self-regulatory mechanism to listen to those complaints and serve justice. So that body, the National Media Council, has been restructured with 9 members cut across different constituent bodies, as we call it. We've selected them through a competitive process. There are people there from the Muslim background and Christian backgrounds, as well. There are people who are from the media background. There are legislators representative also on the council. So this is how broad it is. The intention is to keep it more inclusive of the public, so that it will not just be the journalist thing, it will not just be the media thing. And so it's being supported by the government and people of the United States. And so another program that we've done of late is the Media Alerts project. We've recruited or dedicated staff who will track attacks on media workers and journalists throughout the country. As we witnessed in the build-up to elections, there have been many attacks on journalists where it is proven and so controversial. We transfer those attacks cases to the National Media Council to listen to them, hear them, and come up with clear court verdict on them. So we most noticeably in recent times, a few days, as we say in Liberia, we've listened to the case of Franklin Dolokui, the LBS, the New Dawn correspondent in Nimba. who alleged that Liberty Party officials attacked him. That has been documented and has claimed the attention of the nation. And the Press Union and the National Media Council has received this case and they are running with it. So we have a dedicated staff stationed here at the Secretariat of the Press Union who will coordinate the activities of the National Media Council. So there are many things we're doing to create freer environment for the media to operate. Let me go to the legal operating environment of the media. We're also making scraps. We submitted bills to the president, which is that will include to decriminalize speech in the country. That will include slander, libel, all in one package, and we submitted that. She's on board with it. She will submit it to the legislature after review by her legal team as soon as possible to get the legislature action moving on it. And another one that we've intending to complete validation on is the draft law that will transform, that is the right word, transform the state broadcaster into a public broadcaster. Works have completed on that, and we wanting to validate that with much more public participation on it and giving views, because we say public broadcaster is not just for few persons. And so that we will do before the close of the month, and we expect to take that directly to solicit sponsors, legislative sponsorship around it, so that it will be the people's things and not the politicians just grabbing and running with it. So this is the kind of work we've done in a relatively short time here at the Press Union.